Next news. Breaking news from the White House.
What you're looking at is not just a fight card, it's not just another Trump appearance, and it's definitely not just a flashy weekend spectacle on the South Lawn. What's being built at the White House right now looks more like a national ceremony wrapped in American sports culture than anything Washington has seen in decades. The Octagon is in place. The branding is live. The cameras are rolling, and now we've learned the crowd itself changes the entire meaning of the event. Because if the reports are right, Sunday won't be remembered as a UFC show. It will be remembered as America celebrating America. And the story matters because the Trump administration appears to understand something the political class never did. People don't rally around lifeless lectures and stale talking points. They rally around symbols, energy, pride, and shared identity. And that is why this White House UFC event keeps getting bigger every single day. Dana White just handed everyone the key line when he said, "It's not about politics. It's about the United States." That's the strategy, and it's smart. If this were framed as a Trump-centered rally, the media would try to box it in and position and poison it. But if it becomes an America 250 celebration tied to military service, national pride, and unapologetic patriotism, then suddenly becomes much harder for the usual elites to sneer it away. Now, add the biggest reveal of all. Dana says the majority of the 4,300 attendees will be U.S. military from every branch. That means the defining image is no longer politicians at ringside. It's America's warriors on the White House lawn under the lights, honoring the nation that they serve. And while we're talking about systems that confuse ordinary Americans on purpose, pay attention to this, because it could save you and your family some real money. Now, if you or someone you love is on Medicare, this directly affects your wallet. Medicare is confusing by design. The mailers, the robocalls, the fine print, the commercials, it's all built to keep you overwhelmed, so you pick a plan and never review it again. That's the Medicare confusion industrial complex, and seniors are paying for it without even knowing it. You see, Chapter's simple by design. One call, one advisor. They look at your doctors, your prescriptions, and your plan options, then help you find coverage that actually fits. Some seniors could save as much as $1,100 a year. So don't just assume your current plan is fine. Call Chapter at the number you see on the screen right now, 910-728-4109, and talk to someone who will help you cut through the noise today. Now back to the White House, because the deeper you look at the event, the more obvious it becomes that something much bigger is happening. See, here's the part that should really make Washington's professional pearl clutchers nervous. See, the event has infrastructure, symbolism, and message discipline. The fighter locker rooms are reportedly inside the Eisenhower Executive Office building. The South Lawn has been transformed into a full arena. One American News is already reporting from inside the UFC claw structure, and the official promotion is leaning hard into Freedom 250 branding. In other words, this is not a gimmick thrown together for headlines. It is a fully built visual statement, and once you see the crowd composition, the patriotic staging, the critics' panic, it starts making a whole lot more sense. We've got so much to unpack in this report, guys. So here's just one of the videos. You can see the UFC White House set up while you're flying into Washington, D.C. I will be on a plane tomorrow night, so I'll be looking forward to seeing this as I approach at Reagan International Airport. It's going to be a beautiful scene. I hope to capture some of that footage myself. So that's just a flyover glimpse coming into focus. Take a look at the scale of the setup, because this is no ordinary fight card build out.
Yeah, just like I'm thinking.
Now I've got so many reporters inside footage of this event. I'm going to show you. There's so many different perspectives. There you can see, looks like a music pit or perhaps a news pit. There's the White House. It's all right there coming into focus, very clear. So that's the venue taking shape from inside the grounds. Now UFC makes it official. Branding cranes and the White House turning into the centerpiece of freedom. This is from the official account. History in the making. Look, this is the actual footage of it all coming together. piece by piece, the entire stage, the Octagon. I mean, the level of engineering to build that out on the South Lawn, I could not imagine what kind of reinforcement was required to make that all work. It is built on a swamp after all. They've got the grass under there. President Trump's always complained that whenever they want to host large events at the White House, that people walking out on the South Lawn with the tents are always getting their feet wet because of the sogginess of the water. But this clearly is something completely different from the UFC. So that was the big build. Next, viewers get the money shot, the walk towards the Octagon itself, right on the White House lawn. This is also from the UFC. Right up to the entrance. So it's not just a stage, the cage is in place. Next, the Octagon has officially arrived. The UFC making it official. The Octagon has arrived. Look at that, all coming together. So the visual's massive, but the real meaning gets bigger. Dana White says the majority of the crowd will be U.S. military from every branch.
Majority of the 4,300 people that will be there will be U.S. military from every single branch of the military.
Yeah, because that was the thing. People were like, "Oh, a lot of the military should be there," and then people were like, "He is. It's happening." So I think that's
every
amazing.
branch
Obviously
will be represented at the fight on Sunday.
Every branch will be represented. That's the pivot from spectacle to national ceremony. Dana White goes further, saying it's not about politics; it's about the United States.
We're paying the entire bill on all of this. Everything that you see, not $1 of taxpayer money will go into this. And this is the UFC's gift to the 250th birthday of America. And I think one of the myths that I would like to crush is I don't care if you're far right, far left, right down the middle, wherever you sit politically, because everybody sits somewhere politically these days. This isn't about politics. This is about the United States. What this country is about, how it was built, where we all came from. If you love America, you're going to love this event. It has nothing to do with politics.
Nothing to do with politics. That's the line. Make it about America, not the Beltway Circuit. But of course, the usual opposition's already luring up. Dana White says they saw the lawsuit coming. We're expecting a lawsuit. We thought it would be sooner.
There was that lawsuit that came out.
Yeah, we were expecting a lawsuit.
Yeah.
I mean, we expected everything coming into this event. We expected the lawsuit. We thought it would be sooner, but
Really?
yeah.
So what do you make of the timing?
We knew it was going to come.
Yeah.
We didn't know who or how, but we knew it was coming.
So the swamp tried the legal play. Nobody on the side is shocked. Now One American News takes us inside the South Lawn structure itself, where the event is being billed as history in the making.
Daniel Baldwin here with One American News, standing inside that UFC claw structure on the South Lawn of the White House, where President Donald Trump is set to make history this Sunday evening, hosting the very first ever MMA card here at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. And the card is full of absolute bangers, but none bigger than the last two fights on the card. Cyril Gane versus Alex Pereira for the interim heavyweight title. And then, of course, Ilia Topuria defending his lightweight championship against Justin Gaethje. Both of these massive implications. Can Alex Pereira become the first ever UFC fighter to not only win a championship at middleweight, light heavyweight, and then heavyweight? And could Cyril Gane finally break through and become an undisputed champion at heavyweight? And then for the main card event, Ilia Topuria looking to maintain his perfect professional fight record, trying to stop Justin Gaethje after going on a generational run here before that. And then, of course, Justin Gaethje, possibly towards the tail end of his career, looking to go out on top, maybe lay down the gloves here at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. If I had to make a prediction, I don't think that one's going the distance, folks. So you're definitely going to want to tune in. Follow One American News for exclusive updates on these fights.
So you saw the media position. This is a once-in-a-generation card. Next, another on-the-ground look shows us how enormous the arena really is from inside the White House complex.
Reagan Reese here. I'm the White House correspondent for the Daily Caller. Right now, I'm on the south lawn of the White House, but as you can tell, it's a little bit different looking today. I'm here at the UFC arena. It is the first look for weeks. We have just been seeing glimpses of it being built on the south lawn, but now we are actually inside. You can see all of the seats around me. You can see just how big it is. You can see the Octagon right there. You can see the White House. It is massive. It is hard to put into words really just how incredible this is, especially being on the White House South Lawn, which I've gotten to be on so many times, to know that it's right here where Marine One is always landing and taking off. I asked if I could go in the Octagon. I got an immediate and stern no from a White House staffer, but that's okay. This is cool enough. I'll give you one more look. It is really just something. So stay tuned for Fight Night on Sunday.
Fight Night on Sunday. From the reporter's seat, you can see the scale for yourself. Now, Fox's David Webb explains why this hits so hard with regular Americans, why Trump fits the moment. Okay, any day now? Okay, we'll try this again.
Look, the president resonates with Americans because he's authentic. Even the people that may not like him all the time or have a disagreement. Going to a UFC fight, it's a part of America, it's combat sports, but it's more than that. It's just that raw energy of who we are as a country. People to take a chance, come from nowhere. I know some of these UFC fighters have for a while. A lot of them, this was their chance to do something with themselves, and they train really hard. They work their butts off. They do undercards time after time till they finally get a chance in that big ring. And it's kind of the American dream, right? Hey, you work hard, you get something out of it. And a lot of them, they're not just a bunch of dumb fighters, I'll tell you that. A lot of them are good people, really smart guys.
Tommy, UFC on the White House lawn, maybe we need to show up.
I think we should. I think naturally we must be there.
Big weekend show on the road.
Yeah, hey, listen, we're pitching it right now.
One of the hosts will
Trump
be
is
there.
watching.
Just saying.
We would love to be there. No, I love what Alicia said, though. I never even thought about it that way. I just saw him going to UFC. He goes to a lot of these events, but you're exactly right. The young kids call it appearing unbothered, unburdened, as Kamala would say, unburdened by what has been. President Trump said yesterday, listen, we win either way. And he's like, I'm going to go watch UFC. I think it sends a powerful message. Ivanka was there as well. I think that's another layer to this. She's like, hey, listen, I'm going too, and I'm going to look great doing it. I love it. These fighters love America. We love President Trump. They love President Trump. I think we're all winners here.
Yeah, he got some.
We are all winners here. Yes, we are.
Hi.
Okay, continuing with our reporting on this. Let's see what else we have. So the point is simple. It connects because it feels real, not scripted. Consultants. Next, we go behind the scenes where fighters will actually prep inside the Eisenhower office building.
EEOB building, the Eisenhower Executive Office building. One big across like this.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, cool. On a typical fight week, there's 8 to 12 people on site handling everything from hotel accommodations, workout room setups. So 7 fights. So at 8 o'clock's first fight, there should be 5 teams in here, which will be max, which would be about 20 bodies, which I think this is plenty. I mean, this is much larger than a lot of locker rooms we operate out of. The Cutman room and the equipment room. Do you know where they're located?
The equipment room is right here.
Okay, so that's equipment right there.
And then
Yep. We just did a walkthrough of our function spaces for an event night and set up the 2 corners locker rooms, red and blue. There's obviously a lot more like ambiance in these rooms, a lot cooler looking, a lot more historic. This isn't like your typical locker room. Other than that, though, it should just be a regular fight night. It shouldn't be anything too out of the ordinary, which is what we're hoping for. You know, I hope once you get here, besides all the things around this room, you just feel like it's as regular of a fight night as it possibly can in this crazy situation.
So the South Lawn gets the spotlight, but the operation goes deeper inside the White House grounds. And while the machinery is locked in, one big name is officially out. Conor McGregor will not be there. Dana White has confirmed to the media that Conor McGregor will not be in attendance at the UFC White House in D.C. this weekend. McGregor is full focus on his training camp at home in Ireland. So McGregor may be missing, but the event keeps pulling in high-profile guests. Up next, President Trump gives Dr. Oz a birthday invite.
And what's going on behind us? So we're going to have a fight, and it's going to be on June 14th, and you're invited, and I want to wish you a happy birthday. You're a young man. You have many, many years to go. You're doing a fantastic job. But I want to just wish you a happy birthday, and you don't have to wish me a happy birthday because I'm not happy about that birthday that I'm having. That's a number that I never thought really too much about. It's not a number I like, but I'm here nevertheless.
Well, I'll follow your orders. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Just walked out of the Oval Office, which is back there. And this is the new construction for the big fight this weekend. The president's invited me. It's my birthday, but it's really his birthday, obviously. There'll be a big celebration there, just a few days away. Lots of fun.
Lots of fun on the horizon, no doubt. The Oval Office moment shows this isn't being treated like just another card. Next, even the presentation gets America 250 treatment with patriotic outfits unveiled for the Octagon girls. UFC releasing the Octagon girls' outfits for UFC Freedom at the White House. Take a look. Here is what some of the women will be wearing. Wow. America 250 themed. Those are, wow. How cool. How beautiful is that? The Octagon girls. So by this point, every detail is being wrapped in red, white, and blue. And right on cue, the critics melt down, which only makes the backlash look even more elitist and out of touch. Trump's UFC event is defiling the White House. Oh yeah, but who can ever forget when we had the drag queens and the topless trans people at the White House? Remember that? Of course, we all remember. And we can't forget it soon enough. But what does it mean? It means the Trump administration may have found the most powerful visual of the America 250 project so far. Not a dry speech, not another forgettable panel discussion, not a stiff official ceremony that nobody watches, an octagon on the White House lawn. Thousands watching, service members from every branch in attendance, the President of the United States there in person, Dana White covering the bill and making clear not one taxpayer dollar is funding the spectacle. That is culture, patriotism, and confidence fused into one image the entire world can understand in a second. And that's exactly why the critics are furious. They know this feels alive, proud, and unmistakably American. They know people will remember this image long after they forget the media whining. So let's just say it plainly. UFC Freedom 250 is no longer just a sporting event. It's shaping up to be a made-for-history American celebration, with the White House as the backdrop, the military as the heart of the crowd, and President Trump at the center of a moment the establishment never saw coming. This is what confidence looks like. This is what cultural leadership looks like. And yes, this is what happens when the Trump administration understands that patriotism should be seen, felt, and celebrated out loud. The left can call it inappropriate. They can whine that it's defiling. The White House, well, frankly, that outrage only proves how disconnected they are from the country they pretend to speak for. Americans know exactly what they are looking at. Pride, strength, spectacle, and a nation unafraid to honor itself. If you're ready to see America celebrate its 250th the right way, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below yes or no. Should the White House host more events that actually reflect real American culture? Let's have a conversation, and let's stay connected. I've seen your comments. I've seen your replies. I understand your frustration, and that is why I set up this telephone number just for you, 844-840-4963. Thousands of patriots before you have already texted the words raw feed to that number, and they are staying connected when the YouTube notifications never arrive and the algorithm buries us under CNN and MSNBC videos. So let's stay connected. Text those words, and let's celebrate America 250 together. Go to the merch shelf below this video or shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Pick out something you like, and let's celebrate America 250 together.
The system controls information. Information control is power. They don't want you to see this. The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.